Hey friends, Editing Me is here to tell you before this video starts that I filmed this on Monday. It's now Friday, so if I say anything that's outdated with any officer's charges or anything that was happening at protest, that's why. Also, I keep saying pepper spray like it's tear gas, like I keep saying the cops are pepper spraying crowds. Sorry, I just woke up. But I'm pretty sure that they're not the same thing because I read that tear gassing people is like a war crime and I have pepper spray on my keys, so I'm pretty sure that I'm not allowed to have tear gas on my person. So that's all. If I say anything else that you're kind of like, oh, just comment down below. I'm sure that I've learned since Monday or made a change since Monday. Just let me know. Thank you. Hey friends, today we're going to be making a piece in honor of the Black Lives Matter movement and to show my support 100% as an ally and to hopefully empower some bad bitches. The concept for the piece is we have two beautiful black women in the front and then in the back we have some popular slogans from the protests. I obviously could not fit all of the slogans in, so I'm going to go in with a smaller Sharpie and write them in the back once everything else is painted. As for the women, they're in riot gear. I don't draw clothes. You guys know I don't draw clothes. That woman in the bondage suit over there in the corner is the most clothing I will ever draw. So I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to sexualize the women who are quite literally fighting for their lives right now. When I look at my nude art, I feel empowered by it. So I'm trying to empower people and I hope that this does not come off the wrong way. She's wearing a ski mask with holes for the eyes and mouth cut out. Her bralette is made of the same material as the mask as well as her G-string. As for the girl kneeling, she's wearing a medical mask and a bandeau made out of the same mask. First up, we're gonna color in the ladies. I'm sorry that I already colored in the words. I know that I usually don't touch anything on the canvas until I turn on my camera, but when I sketched this out the other night, I got really excited and I just wanted to see it with some color. For brown, I'm using, as always, Art District Acrylic Burnt Umber. The brown that I'm using is very old and very thin, so to thicken it up, I'm gonna go in with some Blick Studio Acrylic White. I'm really disappointed with how my community is talking about what's going on right now. I live in Orange County, which is the Florida of California. And we had a protest the other day and there was a really good turnout, but it's just the boys at my school are really disgusting. And I've known this, I've been the feminist girl they make fun of for years, but it's disappointing. She's all done and we're gonna go in on our other girl in just a few minutes. I paint very messily and I don't want their colors to smudge into each other, so my views on everything that's happening right now is it should not be controversial to want to end racism. And people will swear that they agree with that day by night, but then they say riots are evil and super violent, but then they don't talk about how how police officers are evil and extremely violent. Yes, riots are controversial. That's why they do them. America won't pay attention unless product good is involved because this country doesn't care about its citizens. People who are just speaking and exercising their right to freedom of speech are getting pulled out of crowds and arrested. People who are sitting peacefully are getting trampled or pepper sprayed. People are getting run over. It's just evil, and I don't know how you could not understand what incites riots. You don't have to participate in a riot. You don't have to love riots. You can agree with them or you can disagree. But what I think about them is that it's not your place if you're not a black person to tell black people how to handle their oppression. When my family talks about what's going on right now, we're very split. And one family member loves to say, oh, well, I'm Jewish, so can I go and rob a bank because there was the Holocaust? No. Sure, we've been oppressed, and sure, other people of color have been oppressed, but not in the same way. You can empathize as much as you want, but you can never fully understand what these people are feeling, and it's very belittling to tell these people how to handle their anger when you've never experienced what they're going through, when you're privileged, you know? Now we're going in on our second lady with the same brown, same white, just a little bit more white added to her. I just don't understand how the people that I go to school with that are in my grade that learned about the civil rights movement with me and we're like, oh, it's so sad, the movie Selma, oh. And then the same thing is happening right now and people are saying black people are so violent. What? You side with them in the movie because they're removed from you. But in real life, you don't side with them because they're removed from you. I don't understand. When we read in class about how slave masters would take out their slaves' teeth to use them as dentures, people say, I would have been an abolitionist. But those same people are silent right now. And I'm seeing a lot of backwards feminism, and it's really making me upset that, like, I understand where people are coming from when they say, I support protesting, but I don't support rioting. But I also understand why people are rioting, and I understand that it's not your place if you're not black to tell people how to handle this oppression. That's my main issue. Because everybody else says their main issue is rioting, but there is a deeper thing within you. If you cannot understand why the riots are happening, you can't ask yourself, you can't say how they're protesting is gross when you don't say why they're protesting is gross. She's dry, so we're gonna go in with a second coat now. The girl who lives across the street from me is painting a fist in her window, and I want her to notice me, and I've been waving out my window for like 30 minutes, and she hasn't blinked. I want to put this in the window, but it doesn't look like anything yet. Oh, she's painting Black Lives Matter on it. She's my queen. And I know that a lot of feminists who have gone to women's marches and stuff, and are going to protest now but aren't posting anything, are scared of being made fun of. And that sounds like it's not a thing that happens, and if you're a real feminist, you don't give a fuck. But my freshman year, I was like super feminist and super assertive about it, and then I liked a boy. My fatal mistake. And I went to a women's march, and his friends started posting pictures making fun of me on their private accounts. And then after that, I didn't speak my mind for like 2 years. It's the end of my junior year and I'm back on my shit. As I should be. And sometimes it can be scary to speak out if you live in a small town. And I have quite a few relatives who are more on the conservative side. And I understand that sometimes it can be scary to have those talks and sometimes make those posts. But it shouldn't be. And there's a greater good, you know? And I also struggle with not engaging with trolls. Like, I know that the same boys DMing their friends making fun of me for being a crazy feminist are the same ones swiping up and being like, can you explain this to me? Or being like, no, this is wrong, just to like, because they know that it'll get a rise out of me. I have a really hard time not giving in to that. Because in normal situations of politics, I would say you can have your opinion, and honestly, I want to hear it. Like, I'm obviously very liberal, but sometimes I talk to conservatives and I'm like, wait a damn minute. Like, I'm open. But in this situation, I do not think that it's a matter of politics. I think it's a matter of basic morals and empathy. Everybody knows that black people are treated wrong. Everybody knows they don't want to be treated how black people are treated. But everybody doesn't want to help them get justice. What the fuck? Where I live, there are a lot of minorities, but very, very few black people. And I feel so bad for all the black kids in my town. It must be so isolating. Most of the time, but especially right now. Again, both drying. That might have been their final coats. Pretty chunky, so again, we'll have to wait and see how they come out. Anonymous was like, Trump rapes children. And people were like, Anonymous, do you like K-pop? Like, you guys. I'm just not hearing nearly enough people talk about Donald Trump raping children. And kids from my school are saying the protesters' videos from the protesters' point of view. Watch the news. The news is fucking censored. I'm sorry to tell you this, but the news is with the government. The news is for politics only. The news does not care about people. The news cares about ratings. This morning I was watching the news and they were like, I guess summer camps are gonna be online this year. Bitch, America's on fire. Who is thinking about going to summer camp? Of course the news is gonna show when the police take a knee and they're gonna be like, wow, this is beautiful. We need unity. We need change. We need change. We don't need a PR stunt where you agree to get on a knee for 10 minutes and then gas the hell out of everybody. Also, how evil is it that they're using tear gas during a respiratory pandemic for the protest of a man who died choking, not able to breathe? They're each gonna get one more coat because this one's just really choppy. Like, there's lighter areas and darker areas. And then this one's really chunky, so whenever I peel one of the chunks off, it peels all the paint in that area off of the canvas. So one more coat for both of my ladies. Instead of giving them a full triple coat, I just went over any spaces that were dotty or had peeled off with, I only went over those. I don't think that I'll be posting my normal content on TikTok for a while. I'm still gonna do Friday videos and probably other videos throughout the week. They'll all be paint with me's though. Because I have a lot of commissions to do, and I told everybody I'd ship them out as soon as quarantine ends, and it's probably gonna end soon. And I have done like 3, so. Now that both my ladies are dry, I'm gonna go in and outline them with some black Posca marker. Mainly I'm just gonna re-outline their bodies again because I paint super messy. And I'm gonna mark out their outfits again because those are completely covered up now, and identify where their eyes are, and I'll probably fill in the whites of their eyes with some white Posca. Okay, don't be mad at me. I said I time-lapsed that, and then I time-lapsed me outlining one girl, and then I did a bunch of other stuff off camera because I wanted to sit down, my back hurt. But basically, what I've done is I've gone in on more detail on their clothes and their eyes and hair. I love her hair. It is so cute. Yeah, so those were beginning details. Now I have more details to do in the background. Like I said earlier, I'm just going to fill in any white space with more graffiti type looking stuff in the back. I was thinking I could sign it like, instead of having all this, I could do like AR FTP as my signature instead of AR 2020, like AR FTP, AR FDT, AR 1312, you know what I'm saying? Also, my cute little neighbor who was painting the Black Lives Matter symbol on her window never noticed me. And I sat on my bed for 30 minutes waving at her, and she didn't see me. So I think I'm gonna write a message on my window to her. I want to be best friends. I want to be married. I love her. I love her. Okay, for some reason the other day I finished painting and then I just turned the camera off. I didn't show the painting at the end. So here she is. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I want to make this into a whole series and do a bunch of BLM paintings. However, I also have about 25 commissions to do, and I've done about 3. So we'll see, but I really want to keep doing these so that I can donate any proceeds to the cause. And I feel really shitty saying that and still not having uploaded this one. I made it on Monday and it's now Friday. The reason for that is that I don't have a professional camera, and to upload things onto Redbubble, which is the artist forum I typically use, they have like a really specific set of room about like how many pixels need to be in every picture. I don't even know. But I need my friend to take pictures of these, but her mom's really worried about Corona, but I have another friend that I think I'm going to reach out to today as well, because I really want to get this done ASAP, because I'm really scared of this fading. I hope that it won't. And okay. So yes, this is what she looks like. I again want to clear up that I'm not trying to sexualize Black women in any way. All my paintings look like this, regardless of if they're blue or pink or white. I rarely do skin color. Like, she's pink and she is the same body type. I did not choose to make these women dress this way specifically because they're black. I never draw clothes. Like I said in the beginning of this video, that's the most clothing on Leather Daddy Danny that I will ever do. So I was like, yeah, they're pretty covered up. And then I uploaded it on TikTok and people were like, something doesn't sit right. You're not sexualizing George Floyd's death, right? No, no, no. I understand how that could be a misconception. I do, and that's why I like made a video explaining myself and said something in the beginning of this too, but I just want to say something again. I am in no way attempting to sexualize the Black community. These people are literally fighting for their lives. There's nothing sexy about that. I understand that their culture's sexualized a lot. I do understand that. I live in Orange County, California, where people fight harder to say the N-word than they do for Black lives. So, like, I know, and that's not my intention at all. Every time that I look at my paintings, as somebody who struggles very much with their sexuality and feeling pretty or like doing anything, when I look at my nude paintings, I think, holy shit, they're so powerful. So I just want to empower some other bad bitches. And people were like, don't say that you're doing this in the name of empowerment. You're sexualizing not only the Black community, but women. And then telling me to read the room. Bitch, you read the room. You read my room. Look at all my paintings. That's all. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion about my art, but I think that my art is a social experiment, to be completely honest. When it used to just be on family before I got somewhat of a platform, when my family would come over and some of my female relatives would be like, oh, that's beautiful, or some of them would be like, that's a little bit much, don't you think? I think it proves how feminist you are. So if all you can, when you see my art, if all that you see is the ass or the tits, I think that says something more about you than it does about me. But again, I cannot force my opinion onto anybody, especially if like a Black woman stumbles upon this and does not like it. I cannot tell her how to feel, and I'm completely okay with that. I just want to say why I'm doing this. And I know this video was kind of long, but this video had to be kind of long. So, yeah. Okay. Here she is. I'm gonna upload this on Redbubble. I'm also looking into, it's not ThredUp, that's the online thrift thing, but there's another thing. I'll talk about all of this on my art account. I'll link it down below. And also my main Instagram, where I'm posting information for SoCal and Orange County protests. So I'll link both of those down below, and just keep an eye out for any updates on when I'm selling these or any new pieces coming. I'm very sorry that I haven't posted this on my art account yet. I don't want to do that until I have it uploaded on all of those forums. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you've donated, signed petitions, called people, gone to protests. If you can't go to protests, I understand. There's a pandemic going around. You know, some of us live with older people. Some of us just don't want to catch corona. That's okay, but there's tons of stuff you can do at home. Stream that one YouTube video. Turn off your ad blocker and look up stream to donate. It's the third video for me. Okay. Thank you. I love you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Yeah, bye.